definition of persuasion. A persuasive definition is a form of stipulative definition which purpose to describe the true or commonly accepted meaning of a term, while in reality stipulating an uncommon or altered use, usually to support an argument for some view or to create or alter rights, duties, or crimes. The terms thus defined will often involve emotionally charged but imprecise notions such as freedom, terrorism, democracy, and others. In argumentation, the use of persuasive definition is sometimes called defined fallacy. The latter sometimes more broadly refers to a fallacy of a definition based on improper identification of two distinct properties. Example of persuasive definitions is defined fallacies include with Democrat, which is a leftist who desires to overtax the corporations and abolish freedom in the economic sphere. And let's define atheist as someone who doesn't yet realize that God exists. Persuasive definitions commonly appear in controversial topics such as politics, sex, and religion, and as participants in emotionally charged exchange will sometimes become more concerned about swaying people to one side or another than expressing the unbiased facts. A persuasive definition of a term is favorable to one argument or unfavorable to the other argument, but is presented as if it were a natural and well accepted, and the listener is to accept such a definition without question. The term persuasive definition was introduced by philosopher Charles Stevenson as part of his emotive theory of meaning.
How persuasion work on others. Persuasion is about convincing people to do something or to act in certain ways. So in basic, there are few methods of persuading others. Firstly, communications. The first is to have communication skills and leadership abilities to bring others around to you, ideas, recommendations, and proposals. And after you have successfully convinced them that it is in their best interest to apply them. Secondly, reasons others to listen. You can persuade people who won't listen to you. One of the first things your audience will be thinking when you come to them with a new idea, recommendations, or proposal is whether they should even give you the time of day. They will absolutely question whether they should listen to you at all. Before you can persuade anyone to act on anything, you first must convince him to take some time and listen to you. Thirdly, care about others' needs. In order to persuade people, you must understand their challenges, struggles, pain points, and more. For that, you must show that you care about them. When listeners start to feel and believe that you care, because they will begin sharing more. Of course, there should be mutual interest and clear commonalities in where they believe they want to go and where you want to take them, or an explanation for the disparities. This will make the person to start trust, and we will be real good leading with influence. Another meaning of persuasion is the act of influencing someone to do something or to change their mind. For example, good salespeople use persuasion to get people to buy things. Just children use persuasion to get permission to do certain things.
Socialization generally refers to the process of social influence through which a person acquires the culture or subculture in the group. And in the course of acquiring these cultural elements, the individual's self and personality are shaped, and it is just as essential as individuals. Social interaction provides the mean via which we gradually become able to see ourselves through the eyes of others, and how we learn who we are and how we fit into this world. There are few agents of socialization such as family, school, workplace, peers, media, government, religion, and more. But what does they do? They changes a person's characteristics. For example, a student who doesn't know what is discipline and makes a lot of problems in school, and once after they get called from counseling, they automatically changes their behavior and obeys to the school. So in this case, the counselor persuaded the students to behave in school. Other than that, the teacher socialized in school with students to influence them in a proper way. Language is a great force of socialization. Language can influence thoughts and actions. The words we use to describe things to ourselves and others affect how we and they think and act. In the end, interacting with friends and family, being told to obey rules, being rewarded for doing chores, and being taught how to behave in public places are all examples of socialization that enable a person to function within his for her culture. Thank you.
How does persuasion influence the audience? When we talk about the power of persuasion, some people might feel it's something bad, especially because of the unfavorable nature of the exploration. Okay, an example of influencing others in the workplace includes this ability to find common ground with those think differently than you do on important matters. You can demonstrate an ability to influence by listening closely to those who disagree with your position.
To sum up, knowing these definitions create a foundation for learning and implementing tactics for both influence and persuasion. An effective leader must be able to influence and persuade others. This can be done by understanding one's own level of influence, by finding source of personal power, learning strategies of influencing and persuading people, and learning how to implement those strategies. Persuasion is an option for behavior changes that can foster empowerment and open new opportunities to learners. However, using concepts of persuasion to reduce freedom of choice and doing so with the knowledge that the recipient is unaware of this influence is questionable. Our goal is to bring principles of persuasion into the context of education to help improve students' achievements outcome. We further hope that incorporating principles of persuasion into the education context will afford new opportunities for teaching about these techniques that influence behavior change. We also have the outcome of these efforts includes but is not limited to protecting learners from being manipulated by these techniques in other contexts. Thank you.